those who are just getting into it. We brought together three of the league's most dazzling players, but not just because of the way they bring us out of their seats, because each is a self-proclaimed student of the game, or to put it another way, a hockey obsessive. So let's welcome Mathew Barzal of the New York Islanders, Patrick Kane of the Chicago Blackhawks, and Mark Scheifele of the Winnipeg Jets. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Okay, guys. First of all, everybody wants to know how you're doing, who you're with, and maybe even where you are during this pause in our season. Patrick, let's start with you. How you holding up, and where are you, and what are you doing?
Yeah, I've just been in Chicago here, just in my condo in Chicago, and I've been training pretty much every day. I go down to what is known as the Pilates studio in my building, but it's a pretty big space, so there's a lot of space to train down there. And just been hanging out here. They've been replaying some of the games from the 2010 Cup run we've had pretty much every other day. So been tuning into those, watching those. It's kind of fun to look back and see how good of a team that was and how we played back then. But besides that, just kind of I probably haven't played video games in the last 5 years. Started playing Xbox again with my friends online. So that's been pretty fun. That's been taking up a lot of my time, and watching some shows as well. But just kind of waiting to hear what's going to happen, and trying to stay inside too.
Mark, how about you? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just trying to stay busy. I'm a person that can't sit still for too long a time. So just trying to stay busy. Work it as much as I can. Go for runs. Go for bikes. Go for walks. Just trying to get outside. Trying to get fresh air. Get a kind of get to my own space, and so it's nice just to be able to get outside a little bit. But same thing, just catching up on a lot of Netflix. Haven't gotten to gaming yet. One of my best buddies, who literally is the least likely to ever game, has an Xbox now, and he's telling me to get on. So who knows? It might resort to that. But just trying to stay safe, stay indoors, but trying to stay active as much as I can.
All right, Matt, how about you?
I'm just out here in Vancouver right now. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just out in Vancouver right now. Just at my parents' place. Just trying to play some ping pong, play some video games. Been actually picked up the guitar. I kind of learned a little bit during the season. Jordan Eberle kind of plays a bit, so I'd go to his room and he'd show me a few strings and whatnot. And I've been playing a lot lately. My fingers are all beat up now, so I had to take the day off yesterday because I don't think the guitar we have at this place is any good. So it's just beating on my fingers. But other than that, just a bit of Netflix. Ping pong game's good right now. I've been spanking my dad and killed my sister the other day too. So I've been hot around the house. But on Netflix, just started watching that People Just Do Nothing. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's an absolute must watch if you're looking for a comedy.
I thought you were going to say Tiger King for sure.
I know, I saw that though. Oh my God. What a show. Ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that was a treat. That was a treat.
I think they came out with another episode, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, I read that somewhere, so I got to tune into that last episode. I think it got so much recognition and hype that they came out with another one. What's going on with those the characters today? So.
Oh geez. Oh, what a show! What a show!
Well, let's get to kind of the point of this call, which is the hockey obsessive part of this. And just real quick, let's go around and just try to figure out how you became these kind of people who don't get away from the game when you're away from the game. Let's go youngest, oldest here. Matt, why don't you tell us what got you into it? What player just mesmerized you? And tell me how your hockey obsession manifests itself.
Yeah, I think just when I was younger, I don't know, I just always really liked watching the game and kind of watching the top players. But but just watching them like really closely, not just really watching the hockey game, but watching where they kind of go or how they get the puck or where they kind of drift off to certain spots. I hate to say it, but I obviously watched a lot of Kane growing up, and
Why do you hate to
Sid
say
and
why do you hate to say
like
it?
you need to hear it. Like you need to hear it. But just kind of watching where they go or what they do on the power play and that kind of stuff. And then I was just didn't have much else to do, so I'd be just Googling stats or watching old highlight tapes or whatnot just on YouTube and stuff. So kind of did a lot of that stuff when I was younger as a kid. You know, tuning into YouTube, trying to get pumped up for my minor hockey game. I'd be watching Ovechkin highlights or something like that. So that's kind of what I did as a kid.
Mark, I know we did a feature with you called Skates Off last year where we kind of talked about your hockey obsession. And so average night, you're not playing. Are you always watching games?
Yeah, unless it's football Sunday. Actually, Saturday too. My roommate Andrew Kopp, he takes over for college football, so that's his one day with the remote. So he takes over college football on Saturdays. So other than that, we definitely have a game on. In Winnipeg, it starts at games start at 6. So usually having dinner shortly after. So games are on. Kind of just chiming through games. If he has a buddy playing that he wants to watch a game, a lot of the time, you're just kind of trying to catch a good game. It's, obviously if Edmonton Calgary's on, you're going to tune into that one. But it's just kind of, finding good games, finding guys that you like to watch. To be honest, growing up, I didn't watch a ton of hockey. We watched hockey night in Canada, on Saturdays. But other than that, growing up, it was more, me and my brother would rather be doing it. If there was a hockey game on, we'd rather be outside playing road hockey or whatever, or playing basketball or, everything like that. So I don't think the obsession really started until I was in junior. And then my coach at the time, Dale Howardchuk, told me, that's the best education you can get right there. I was watching the NHL. And then that's when I kind of, started to fall in love with actually watching hockey and, trying to understand the game and understanding how it could benefit my game. And, that's when it kind of took off. And then it's been an obsession ever since.
I'm glad you mentioned Dale. We obviously wish him well in his fight right now, and we're going to come back to him a little later in the call. We have some questions, and we're going to refer to him. So, Patrick, that brings me to you. I think I know the answer is probably your dad got you into it at the start, but I'm just wondering, when you were growing up, who are the guys who dazzled you? And when you're watching now, are you doing research? I mean, are you looking at the defensemen to see how to beat them, or are you just looking at other guys and saying, wow, that's unbelievable what they do, for both?
No, to be honest with you now, I just watch more as a fan, like, I would say the only time I really watch, to like scout or think about like what the other team is doing is maybe when we're playing them the next night, if it's a back-to-back. But other than that, I'll just watch some of the players I really like to watch in the league. I think back when I was younger, I went to a lot of Sabres games. My dad would take me early, and I would go to the warm-ups and just kind of tune into the other team's best player. So I really had a soft spot for Alexei Yashin. He was a really fun player for me to watch. He put on a show in warm-ups one day, and I had a Yashin jersey on, and he was like kind of playing up to me and throughout all the whole warm-up. So that was fun. He had the big turtleneck, and his tape was like perfect, and he had like perfect equipment, and it was just fun to watch some guys put on a show, I would say, in warm-ups. And I probably went to like 25 to 30 games every year when I was younger. Sat right behind the opposing team's bench and would look at all the sticks and kind of listen to what the coaches had to say, watch the players come in and out of the tunnel and how they kind of got ready for games, and just loved it. Loved playing it. Obviously, when I was younger, I skated a lot, played on a lot of different teams, and took up a lot of my childhood. But to be honest with you, when I was that young, I wouldn't have had it any other way. I just loved playing the game so much. And similar to what Scheif said, I would play a lot of roller hockey with my buddies, or ball hockey, and that was kind of our time to hang out and kids and have fun. So got into it that way, and now just still a fan of the game. Still like watching. I like watching these two guys. I mean, my dad had a funny story. Me and Scheifele on the bus on the way to the All-Star media this year, and he said we just talked about hockey for 30 minutes, and my dad didn't say a word the whole bus ride, but he said it was just cool to just kind of tune in and listen to us and just kind of pick apart the game a little bit. And with Barzy, I think he was a kid that obviously had a great rookie season, and got to skate with him this summer for 5 days in Florida. And it was really fun to see how good he is on the ice. And I hate to say that he was probably the best player at the camp, but kind of developed a little inner competition with him. And it's fun to kind of go at him. I know we only play twice a year, but it's fun to go at him in those games when we play each other. So got a lot of respect for these two and the way they play the game.
That's great.
I think I got the best of Kane in the summer at the camp, but I'll give him the regular season. He kind of roasted me on 2 plays this year that we laugh about.
Yeah, usually you don't like chirp people mid-play during the game in like an NHL hockey game, but I found we were kind of doing that this year in Chicago, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to play the role of your dad sitting behind you guys on the bus, and I'm going to ask you some things, and let's see what we can learn here. So anybody can jump in. If you don't want to, then I'll just call names out. But you're up by a goal. You have a face-off in your own zone with 10 seconds left. You can't pick one of your own teammates because that's too easy. Who's taking the face-off? Matt?
I thought about it.
What side is it?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Here we go.
There you go.
True hockey nerd comes up.
I'm picking O'Reilly.
Riley.
I'm gonna take O'Reilly. I don't even think I've won a draw against them in 3 years now. So.
All right. Who else? Patrick, who you got?
Yeah, I would say O'Reilly maybe on the left side. I know Sagan's really good on the right side. He's maybe a little bit underrated, but it seems like we always kind of have a tough time against him in Dallas. So go with those 2 guys.
All right, Mark.
I'm gonna go with Bergeron on either side.
Either side.
Actually, I actually have some good nights against him, unless you're in Boston, and then you just get, the stats guys give it to him a little bit. But I think when push comes to shove, you put him in a face-off dot, he's gonna take it.
All right.
Definitely not Barzy.
Oh man, I had some bad nights this year. That's funny.
All right. You have a 1-on-1, puck's on your stick, game's on the line. Which defenseman do you least want to see back defending that 1-on-1? Mark, start with you.
I'm going to go with Ryan Suter. We play Minnesota a ton. I think his angles are so good. When you go a 1-on-1, you're probably going to try to back him down a little bit, probably try to beat him. And his angles are so good, his stick's so good, you're not going to be able to shoot through him. He can block shots, but his angles and his feet are so good that he's just so hard to beat. Maybe you could take him wide, but his angles are so good, you're not going to be able to get actually a good quality chance. So I wouldn't want to see him.
Patrick?
I would go with Shea Weber. He was just like especially when he was in Nashville, when we were playing those guys 8 times a year, he was just like he's just a bear to go against. He's so strong. He's so big. If you ever got in the corner with him, it was like there's no way you're coming out with a puck, or if you do, you're going to take some pretty big punishment to make that happen. And even today when we play Montreal, same type of thing. Like if I get over on that left side, I know I play the right side. I'm a right winger, but if I get over on that left side and I'm against him, like he's just so like physically punishing. So he would always be a tough guy to go up against for me.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah, those are 2 good picks, but I think Victor Hedman for me. He's just so long and smooth that he just like his gap's always perfect. And if you try to take him wide, he's 6'6", so you're not really getting around him. And then he can just hold you up. His stick is so good; it's just always in your face, and there's just not much room out there against him. He's not going to physically punish you, maybe like Weber will, but he's just always in your grill, just poking at the puck or just in the perfect position. He's just always balanced. So he's a tough one for me.
All right, let's throw another player into this mix. So now you have a 2-on-1. You have the puck. Who is the other forward or even a rush joining defenseman who you most want to have that you could either use as a decoy or you throw the puck to that person to finish? Go ahead, Matt.
I'm taking I'll put Ovi on the left side just because it's an easy pass for me as a righty. If I was coming down on my left side, maybe throw Kane over there, give him the 1T, but I think down my right side, little sauce to Ovi. It's probably going in.
Patrick?
Well, I know he said like no teammates, but I guess this kind of counts for that. But I would probably have to say Panarin. Like, I know I played with him a couple of years, but he was just like, I think the way he sees the game and the way he plays it was very similar to the way that I saw the game, and just really, really fun hockey. You know, like just kind of playing off each other, kind of hanging out on our sides, and almost like mirroring each other on what the other person was going to do. So that was probably the funnest hockey that I've ever played was playing with him. And I think if I'm coming down on a 2-on-1, same type of thing, like throw him a little saucer pass and he's gonna bang in the net most of the time.
All right, Mark, let's change it.
It wasn't that fun playing against you, though.
That's kind of like it.
You just stood in the middle and just tried to hit it, to whack it down. You just tried to knock it down because they were just throwing seam saucers to each other. You didn't even go at them. You just tried to sit in the middle and whack it.
Yeah. Well, that's like you guys now. Like we get these 2-0 leads on you guys, and then all of a sudden the second period rolls around and we just can't get out of our own end. You know, Scheifele's in the middle doing his little sweeper one-timers, and Wheels are stealing, feeding them in the middle. It's like it's not that fun to play against you guys. So we feel the same way.
All right, Mark, let's change it up. So now you're on your off wing and you got your stick cocked. You have your one-timer all set up. Who's the guy with the puck? Who's the guy you want to have with the puck on the 2-on-1?
I can't say my teammate. It has to be Blake Wheeler, but I can't say him. He's number one though. You know, I think if I'm cocked in one-timer, I'm probably going to want a righty passing to me, a little better angle. He's able to manipulate that D a little bit better, and that the pass is a better angle for that one-timer. So I'm going to go with Stamkos. He's not known for his passing, but I've skated with him a lot over the years, and he does this little 2-on-1 pass. That's pretty nifty. So I'm going to go with him.
That's Otzi's boy, eh?
Otzi's boy. I would go. Actually, if Otzi was still playing, I'd pick him because he's probably the best passer out of anyone. But I don't know if he could keep up to the boys now.
All right, Patrick.
If he hears that, though, he's going to be pissed I said that.
Patrick, you've been in that position a few times in your career. Who's passing you the puck?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe you go with the best passer in the league right now. I'd probably go with McDavid. And he's got the speed coming down to kind of manipulate that defender and maybe make him think he's going to the net as well. So he's not a bad pick.
All right. Matt, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it because
okay.
I'm enjoying this, but we could go forever. Okay. Best defenseman in the league keeping the puck in at the point.
I mean, I feel like Burns has it a bunch back there. I mean, that's not really something I pick up on during the game. If a D-man's doing a really good job holding the puck in on the blue line, actually, John Carlson has a wicked stick picking pucks out of the air. He's picked a few of mine off that I thought were good, but I'd say John Carlson up there.
Okay. Mark, most fearless defenseman at the point when you're coming at him. He's going to make a move, even though he's the last line of defense.
Roman Josi, by far.
True.
He's fearless back there. Like, he'll spinorama at two different times. He'll toe drag you. go right down the middle. He's fearless, but he's pretty good at it. You know, if he has just an inch on you, he's gonna take advantage. So he's by far the toughest.
Patrick, most annoying shot blocker.
I would probably have to say Jalmerson. Like, I've seen this guy just eat pucks like his whole career. Like,
Yeah,
now
that's
he's
number one for sure.
Now he's in Arizona, and he just like, that's just how he plays the game. You know, he just wants to block shots. He wants to get off the ice. Like, that's how he plays, and it's hilarious to see him. Like, he'll block a couple shots and he'll be hobbling around, but then he still gets up and blocks the next one, and then he'll hobble back to the bench and be out there the next shift. So the guy's a warrior.
All right.
I want to throw two of my teammates in that conversation, because I think Scott Mayfield and Adam Pelech must block 7 or 8 a game. I know we don't play against each other too much, us in Winnipeg and Chicago, but those two guys, oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. Mayfield wants to eat shots in practice on my team. He loves it.
All right. We'll go quick. Start with you, Mark. You have a breakaway, game's on the line. Which goalie do you not want to see in the opposing net?
Carey Price for sure. He's so calm in the net. Like, he literally, like, he outconfidences you. Like, his confidence in the net and his abilities, he's number one. I definitely don't want to see.
All right. Matt?
I'm gonna go with Pekka Rinne. I don't know why. We've had a tough time with Nashville scoring goals. He's had some good nights against us. And I think I've had 2 breakaways against him now, and both I didn't score on. So,
all right, Patrick.
Yeah, I was going to actually say Price as well. He's like, especially like we had that shootout in 2007 against Canada, the World Juniors, and I went 0 for 2 on him, and same type of thing. He's just so calm and patient in the net. I would also probably throw Vasilevsky in there. I've had some breakaways against him where you think you have him beat, and he just kicks out his leg. Like, you have to like beat him and then like raise it, but you can't raise it like too much because his body's over there as well. So his legs are just they're so long and like athletic. So I would probably have to throw him in there.
All right, Matt. This one's for you, and this could happen this year when we get back to playing. Playoff berth is on the line. Last day of the season, goes to overtime, 3-on-3. Yeah, pick 2 teammates. What 2 other guys you want to line up for the drop of the puck in overtime?
Wow. I'm gonna say McDavid 1, and we go 3 forwards. We take the risk. If we're trying to score on the first shift, I'm gonna go me, McDavid, and go Kucherov. I think that could be lethal.
All right. Patrick?
I would probably have to say I would play with I'd be on the wing, so we need someone to take a face off. I would say maybe Matthews as a centerman. He seems like he's pretty lethal in overtime, where he gets a chance and scores. And just to kind of round it out, maybe we play with a defensive defenseman, or somewhat defensive, but still has the offensive ability to make plays. I would say Drew Doughty.
All right. Mark, how about you?
I'm gonna go McDavid and Draisaitl. I'm gonna go there with those teammates. They'll probably just go and score themselves, so I'll be the defenseman. It seems like every game they get into overtime, it's like 30 seconds in, like Draisaitl's got a breakaway or McDavid's got a breakaway or a 2-on-1, and it's maybe even a 2-on-0, and they're scoring. So I'm gonna go those 2 guys.
All right, and then let's broaden this. All of history. You can pick any 3. You're not on the ice. What threesome would you like to see play 3-on-3 overtime? Patrick, come on.
Well, I guess the first 3 names that come to my mind would be Gretzky, Lemieux, and Bobby Orr. Be hard to bet against those guys. You look at Bobby Orr, the amount of points he had, and his career as a defenseman is just unbelievable, especially at that time. Maybe changed the way a defenseman played the game. And, obviously watching some of those highlights with Lemieux and Gretzky playing on Team Canada back in the day, it seemed like they had a lot of chemistry where Gretzky was feeding Lemieux a lot, so that'd be fun to watch.
I don't know how you two improve on those, but let's see if you can come up with anybody else who you put in your 3. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I think he already took the cake there. I'm gonna throw some of my heroes in there. I'm gonna go Stevie Y was my favorite player, so I'm gonna throw Yzerman out there. I'm gonna throw Otzi, my other hero.
Oh my God!
And then Dale Hawerchuk. I'm gonna go those 3 guys.
Nice.
All right, Matt. How about you?
Yeah, I'll try to mix it up too. I'll go. I really like Datsyuk growing up. We'll throw him, Nick Lidstrom, and maybe Brett Hull. Get a sniper out there.
All right. Give you 2 more, and then we'll try something crazy here. Which forward in the league is the best tipper of pucks or screener of goalies? And/or you can give me 2. So Matt, start with you.
We got Anders Lee on our team, so it's a no-brainer for me. Get to see him work in practice and just tip pucks. He'll go 15 for 15, just like nothing. So it makes it look easy when it's not.
I need a referee. That was against the rules. You can't pick your own teammate. Give me somebody else.
True. Okay, I feel like Joe Pavelski has the title of best tipper in the league, so I'll give it to him.
Patrick, you got a different one?
Yeah, both those guys are really good. I played with Anders at the World Championships a couple of years ago, and he would just stand in front of the net, screen the goalie, and guys would just pick their spots, and it was just so tough for the goalie to stop those shots because he was so good in front. So I can go with him in front of the net, and it's hard to pick against Pavelski. You've seen that play so many times with San Jose. They get it back to Carlson and Burns, and Pavelski's coming through the slot and tips it in. So it seems like he's kind of incorporated that and brought that to Dallas as well as the way they play now. So he's just really good at finding those open areas and getting a stick on it.
Mark, I know you've had a bunch of big guys on your team who live in front of the net, but go around the rest of the league and tell me who.
I'm going to go with Landeskog in Colorado. He's had a ton of tip goals against us. I've seen him tip a ton of goals in other games. He's also just such a moose in front of the net. You can't move him. He's strong. He's good at actually screening a goalie too. But I'm going to go with him.
All right. And then one last one in this round, and then we'll switch it up. Patrick and Matt, you talked about chirping before, so just for sheer comic relief, tense time, you're getting ready for Game 7, or you just need a laugh on the bench. Who do you want to be sitting next to in the league? Patrick, why don't you start?
I had some hilarious teammates back in 2010. Guys like Ben Eager and Adam Burish were constantly chirping the other team. They were hilarious, especially Ben Eager. He seemed to have so many good chirps. Also, Dustin Byfuglien might be up there as well. He's just he's hilarious. I think even in the middle of games, especially when we were playing Winnipeg and he recently got traded there, he was coming by and him and Quenneville would be chirping each other and laughing and joking around in the middle of an NHL hockey game. So he was always a good guy to bring some comic relief.
All right, Mark, that sounds like a signal for you.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's actually with the rules that I can pick Dustin Byfuglien. So I think it's got to be him. He by far is the most relaxed guy in the game. No matter what's going on, no matter how the game's going, he definitely will make a joke and get you going. I could hear from the other side of the bench him yelling at someone. I don't even know who he's yelling. He could be yelling at a fan. But who knows? But he's always joking around. So I'm gonna go with him.
All right, Matt, how about you? We actually, I'm going to go probably with Anders Lee again. This guy's so funny, whether it's off the ice or on the ice. Just he's always got a quick one-liner or something goofy that he says that's just really funny at the time. So I'd say probably him for me again.
Right. Anders Lee better be watching this later.
I know. I'm getting some bounty points right now.
He's gonna be so pumped.
Yeah, or honestly, or Jordan Everly. He's pretty funny. We get into it sometimes too, but he's pretty lighthearted. But we go back and forth sometimes. So he gets some humor in there.
All right. Now we've done about 13 or 14 of these calls, and we've never tried anything technologically advanced, but we're going to try it now. Turn it over to Brendan Crossman, our Dr. Zoom, who's figured all this stuff out. We're going to ask one question of each of you. And here's how we're going to do it. You're going to see a video screen with a question. The person who I asked the question of, obviously the first question is going to be for Patrick. He's going to answer the question, but he's going to give you each a couple of seconds to write down your answers. And then we'll see what you all know about each other and what you guys can do. So let's start with you, Patrick. I know you've seen this scene millions of times before. I just still am envious of the seats that you had for this game. I can't understand why Sylvain Turgeon's hockey card had him falling to the ice, but whatever. So, question, who are the two Buffalo Sabres mainstays who are watching Sylvain Turgeon crash to the ice? This is an easy one for you. Hold on a second.
Are we writing this down?
No, you're going to just say it, but Matt and Mark, you're going to write down your answers.
So what was the question, sorry?
Question is, which two Buffalo Sabres are watching Sylvain Turgeon splash to the ice here?
I have no idea. That's a little before my time.
Well, one of them was already mentioned on this call before.
Archie's a young buck. Like, what are you? Are you 97?
97.
Oh my gosh.
So you're what, like 5 in there?
Yeah, 4 or 5, I think. So that would have been like 93.
All right, Mark, you got it?
There's no way. Is Turgeon one?
I got one of them.
All right. Okay, Patrick, give us the answer.
Oh yeah, one of them's his 3-on-3 pick. Dale Howard-Chuck there behind Turgeon falling, and the other guy was a defenseman. His name is Doug Bodger.
All right.
Yeah, I never would have got that.
What would you have there, Mark?
Yeah, I Dale Howard-Chuck.
All right. Now, bonus question, Patrick. 5 weeks later, one of the greatest games I ever covered. Sabres, 2 legendary goalies duel for 6 scoreless periods. Who are the goalies who played in the longest game in Sabres history? And tell me how many saves the winning goalie had. Hold on. Okay, Matt right now is looking at me like you're still in 1994. What are you doing to me? Mark, write down your answer.
Oh.
Legendary game.
What era is this in?
1994. It was 5 weeks after that last picture we saw. We stumped the band. Patrick, tell us the answer.
So it's kind of cheap because I was actually watching this game on NHL Network the other day.
This is so unfair. This is so unfair.
I remembered it anyway. I didn't remember the amount of saves. I heard that. 2 goalies were Brodeur on the Devils and Hasek on the Sabres.
Oh, I was going to write Hasek.
Hasek had 70 saves, and I'll go you one further that Dave Hannon scored the winning goal in overtime.
Dave Hannon. Yep.
It's 4 overtimes, right?
4 overtimes. Yep.
So they only had 49 shots in six periods. It's not very good, but
the old Jersey trap.
50 shots.
Yep. Devils locker room had 2 inches of water on it after the game, and Bobby Holik was bouncing around the room, fresh as a daisy, ready to play 7 more periods. Anyway, on to the next question. Who's up next? All right, Mark, let's see what you know about your Winnipeg Jets history. This picture is from the first game upon the Winnipeg Jets' return to Winnipeg, and you happen to play in this game. This was your first game. So here's the question. Who scored the Jets' first goal in their return game to Winnipeg in 2011? Matt, we're more in your wheelhouse now. You should be able to at least take a guess at this.
Yeah, 2011, that's getting there.
Are we writing this down?
Okay. Mark, you know the answer to this question, right?
I do.
Okay, then I will give the other 2 a hint. You can see the
We're
shoulder.
writing this one down, right?
Yeah, write it down. You can see the shoulder of the guy who scored the goal.
Okay.
Who was 80? Who wore 80?
Archie's too young for this stuff.
All right, Mark, give us the answer.
Maybe he just doesn't love the game. Maybe he doesn't love the game as much.
No, yeah,
seriously.
I'm a phony.
Well, Mark, give us the answer.
Nick Antropov.
Oh, we
All
saw
right.
it. Oh.
Do you have that, Patrick? Oh, there you go.
Wow.
All right, Mark, who had the assists? You got 5 guys in that picture.
I'm pretty sure Brett McLean had one of the assists and Mark Stewart.
Mark Stewart is correct. Burmistrov had the other assist.
Burmistrov.
There you go. All right, Matt, we got one for you now. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. You can see the picture. You better get this one right.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Which U.S. college did Lou Lamoriello lead to the Frozen Four in 1983 as their head coach?
I have two that's coming to mind for some reason.
Oh, you better get this.
Is it
right,
Maine?
Matt.
It's Maine, right?
Oh, Matt. What was your second choice?
Is it not? Is it Vermont?
Oh, Patrick, help him out.
I think it was Providence, wasn't it?
Providence College.
Oh, God. That's not good.
Oh, my. Look at that picture, Lou.
Those,
Okay, so.
Those contract negotiations just got a little bit tougher there.
That's not good.
All right, Matt, here's your bonus question, and this one I'll give you a hint on. Which goaltender led Providence to the Frozen Four 2 years later, was named the MVP of the Frozen Four, and is currently a goaltending instructor in the Islanders organization?
Piero Greco? No. I have no in the organization. No, Mitch Korn?
No.
Oh, God. This is not a good look.
Kimber right now is so mad at me, Matt.
Oh, my God. I don't know. Providence?
Patrick, do you know this one?
I think the only one that would come to mind would be Garth Snow, but does he still work for the Islanders? I don't know.
How about you, Mark? This one was too hard.
No idea.
All right. 1988 U.S. goalie, Patrick.
Oh, there you go.
Chris Terreri. All right. Back to Patrick. Sorry about that, Matt. I'm really,
That's okay.
really sorry.
That's okay. I'll forget about it.
Okay.
We gotta give Barzy some
move on.
here. We gotta give him some layups.
All right, Patrick, another layup for you. 4 American players have won the Conn Smythe Trophy. You were the last one. Who was first? And can you name all 4?
Yeah.
Wait, because I think the other 2 guys can get this one too.
I think
4 Americans have won the Conn Smythe.
Oh.
In history?
In history, yes. Sadly, the answer, yes, in history. And since I'm obligated to say this because people who know me know this, one is the greatest American player of all time, until maybe Patrick.
All right, all right, go ahead.
Okay, good. Patrick, give us the answer.
Brian Leach is the first one.
Yes.
And then Tim Thomas and Jonathan Quick and myself.
There you go. 3 in a row. Anybody else get those?
I had Kaner. That's the only one I had.
I had Leach. That's it.
There you go. Greatest American of all time. Till maybe Patrick. All right. Next question. Who's up? All right. Mark, judging by the look on your face in this picture, you're not going to like the answer to this, but that's the hint. So which team this year in the NHL accounts for the most 5-point games by its players?
That's got to be easy now.
Everybody should be able to answer this one.
Yeah.
Matt and Patrick, write your
The
answer
most
down.
5-point games?
Yeah, so if you
Like
had
we've given up, like,
so if you had a 5-point game and Wheeler had a 5-point game, that'd be 2.
That's a
gotta be-
no-brainer, no?
yeah, it's got to be Edmonton.
Yes, it does have to be Edmonton. Who else had Edmonton?
Yeah.
Rangers. All right.
I
All right. We finally stumped Patrick Kane. Finally.
I definitely stole that puck from Connor there. No way.
That's not boarding, right? That you're going to steal the puck from him.
No, I was just trying to slash him to slow him down.
All right. What's next? Oh, here we go. Here's a great picture.
That's a good one.
All right. So before we get to the question, what is happening in this picture? Who gets a penalty? What's happening?
Barzy got a penalty there.
I mean, I remember the situation. I want to hear Mark explain it, though.
Funny thing is, I remember me and Barzy yelling at each other, going to the bench, but I don't even know what happened.
I think on the far side, I was a rookie, so I think there was kind of, you might have like pushed me from behind, kind of. Nothing like it was bad, but you know when a guy kind of gives you a shot, you're in kind of a vulnerable spot. So I was like a little fired up.
You were like, well, if I'm going to go after someone.
The bench, and honestly, it was right by the bench, and so I knew all the boys would love it. So I kind of like pushed Mark, and then I got back to the bench, and the boys loved it. So
honestly, at that time, at the time, you're probably like, well, if I'm going to go after someone, I'm probably going to go after someone like soft, like Scheifele.
Oh, that's actually what I said. I said that right before the show.
But then if you saw my fight this year, you know, first National League fight.
No, I guys would be fighting over who's better, Belfry or Oates.
All right, let's get to the question.
What's the question?
The question is, Matt, what happened the first time you ever faced the Jets? I know it sounds like an open-ended question, but I think you know the answer to it.
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay. And Mark and
I think Scheifele does too.
Okay. All right. Leading question is about Matt Barzal. All right.
What?
Yeah, you ready? Go ahead, Matt. Tell us what happened.
It was a game right before Christmas break. I think I had a hat trick, right?
You did have a hat trick.
Yeah.
There you go.
That one feels good always going into the break with a good game.
Mark, we got dusted that game.
I'm sure you guys can relate.
Mark, did you have this?
We always play terrible going into the break, so.
I knew Barzy had a night. I don't know.
Got his cowboy
having a hat trick, but we lost 5-1, didn't we?
What was it?
I think we lost 5-1, didn't we? It was a blowout. I remember we lost 5-1, and I know Barzy had a big night, but I didn't know if it was like I didn't remember if it was a hat trick or not.
How many were you on for, Mark?
Well, it was.
I think I might have been on for one of Barzi's.
No, different. That was in the matchup.
No, but I think I was still on for one of them.
All right. Yeah. No, it was one. It was one. That's good memory.
Yeah, it is good memory.
All right. Well, I could do this all day, but you guys, you might have other things to do. I have no idea at this point, but I will let you go. But to bring it all full circle, thanks for your time, and I'd like to just give you a chance to say just something to the fans who are dying to see you back on the ice. Mark, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, to all the fans back home, I think the thing, first and foremost is just to, take all the precautions to stay safe. This is kind of a, we're all in this together type thing. Everyone's kind of doing their part to keep everyone else safe. And, I think the biggest thing is, stay at home, keep your distance, make sure you wash your hands and take all those precautions. Cause that's, that's just all our duty to do is to take care of ourselves, which is going to take care of everyone else. So, stay safe, but we all can't wait to be back playing hockey again soon. But, let's first and foremost just, think about, keeping everyone safe and, praying that everything is okay.
Well said, Mark. Matt, obviously you play in one of the hotbed cities. So what do you want to say to the fans in New York and all the fans all around?
Yeah, just all the Isles fans. Obviously tough times in New York right now, but I think Lou said it best when I was talking to him on the phone. He just said, just to stay patient. It's really all you can do right now, kind of a pause on life, and just got to take care of the situation, and then things will be back to normal. But until then, just try to keep yourself busy, maybe pick a hobby or play some video games or whatnot, because obviously it's tough to pass the time, a month in now. So just hope everyone's doing well back in New York and staying safe.
Patrick, take us home.
Yeah, I'll just echo with what both those guys said. I think important to stay safe, stay healthy, try and stay inside, try to do what you can to quarantine and self-isolate yourself from everyone so that we can get past this as quick as possible. And hopefully it's something we can look in the rear view mirror pretty quickly and get back to playing hockey. I think that's what obviously all three of us want to do and enjoy the most. So, but like Scheifele said, it's first and foremost, let's be healthy. Let's take care of ourselves and take care of everyone else in return. And then, yeah, hopefully get back to playing soon. And to all the people in Chicago, I think we're here with you during this time. Let's stay inside, and we'll get through it, and hopefully be back at the United Center soon playing some games.
Well, gentlemen, this has been a treat. It's been a treat for me, and I think it's been a treat for all the people out there who love the game as much as you do. But let's make sure the next time we see you, you're with skates and pads, and you're doing what you love to do. Thanks again for taking the time. This has been fantastic, and good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.